Hello, and welcome to Simple Man Sermons, the preachings of a simple man called by God to share the good news of Jesus Christ. Today, another hip pocket sermon, a brief sermon, hopefully succinct and to the point. This is from Psalm 139, not in its entirety, but a big chunk of it. You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the morning, and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall fall on me, even the night shall be light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to you. For you formed my inward parts. You conceived me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works. And I had to stop there and really restrain myself from not breaking it into chunks because there's so much to unpack in just that short section. Are you ever just humbled by the magnitude and how big the Bible is and how much of it there is and how rich just one verse is? There's a lot in that verse, but here's what I want to unpack here. Jesus says the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment, and the second like it is this. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. You can't give what you do not have. You cannot give what you don't have. Love your neighbor as yourself. You are called to love self, and that may seem like a bad thing or a strange thing, but how can you love your neighbor as yourself if you don't love yourself? You are made in the image of God. Going back to Genesis. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them. God made man in His own image. It doesn't say that about anything else in creation. You are made in the image of God. Back to the last part of that psalm. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works. You and I are one of those works. And this shouldn't be a prideful thing because you didn't make you. I didn't make me, and I didn't make you. God made us, but He made us wonderful. God doesn't make junk. And you should never ever worship yourself. You can make yourself an idol. You can make many things an idol. But you should love you because you're told to, because God made you. And God loves you. How can you love your neighbor as yourself if you don't love yourself? You love God first, right? That's the second. The first commandment is to love God. Love God first. And part of that is just being in awe of His wonderful creation. You ever just look at a sunset or the mountains or the ocean and that's just a small part what you can see. You can only ever see at one time a small fraction of God's creation. Psalm 19, the heavens declare the glory of God and the firmament shows us His handiwork. We can only comprehend a small portion of that creation. But you and I are part of that creation and unique in that we are made in the image of God. He made you and He made me. We didn't deserve it. That is marvelous and beautiful, and we are part of that, and we have God to thank for that. is a lot just in that one verse. That's only part of it. And just scratching the surface of it. How big that we could comprehend the height and the depth and the width and the love of God. That's our life's work, right? To be in love with God, to be on fire for God, to make that the main focus, to make God the main focus of our life. Loving God, loving neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Fearfully and wonderfully made, a marvelous work from God's, made in His image. With that, thanks for listening and have a blessed day.